That is a horrible noise. Can you imagine having to work in that fucking thing all day? I'd bring my own oil from home. Fuck. No way I want to do that. So I want to know who built this church. I wish I knew more about it. It's not like they have any sort of information handy. Oh my God, that guy had on so much cologne, I could smell it. He was, like, I could smell it go. Normally you could smell it if somebody walks in front of the car. This guy hadn't walked in front of the car yet, and I could smell his cologne. He was a Habibi, of course. Caron, buti seponon, Caron. How are you, Caron? I might be small, but I'm cabron. One of the greatest boxing snippets. Maybe small. I'm a small fighter, but I'm cabron. Good morning, pedo. You fucking child raping piece of shit. Yeah, you got nothing on me. And you notice, everybody needs to notice how this person doesn't deny the fact that they fuck kids. They rape children. They buy and sell child exploitation materials left and right online. Algo knows who it is. Morning, Algo. Man, this whole Charlie stuff sure is getting weird. I'm glad to see all the things that I've been talking about are really starting to take place. But there is something else that isn't being talked about. I'm on the bus. Here comes the quickening. Was made homeless yesterday. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's funny, because if he was, then you would have been able to do something about it. You know, because he doesn't hide his identity like your bitch-ass fucking pedo motherfucking ass does, right? So if Algo was somehow a pedo, then he would have been in trouble for being a pedo. But it didn't work that way, did it? Even with your best efforts, it didn't work that way. But again, everybody noticed how this person doesn't deny being a pedophile. Like, what kind of piece of shit is that? This is an Israeli piece of shit pedo. They are the worst, and they do nothing but prove it. Over and over and over again. And it's funny how, like, 10 years ago when I was saying these things, it was harder to believe. But now it all fits. It makes total sense. This Israel shit is insane. And this is what there are people talking about every aspect of everything out there, right? Except for the Bottom of Darkness article, the Israel Hayom article, the subject of the Israel Hayom article, the incestual child rape that is everywhere in Israel. Right? And the fact that they have you thinking that they're good guys, that you should stand up for these pieces of shit. I'm supposed to show you what a dumbass you are. They're the worst. And they're proud of it. Well, not proud enough. Like, they're not proud enough to show you who they are. There is that part. But everybody that's wondering, the Mackenzie profile is a fucking Israeli pedophile. If you can figure out where that person lives, or you can figure out who it is, I suggest you pay them a visit. And while you pay them a visit, keep in mind that this person rapes children. This person buys and sells child exploitation materials left and right. And this is exactly, like, it's all connected. You know, the Israel Hayom article came out in April of 2025. This is a newer story. It should have been picked up by everyone. And this is the key to the story is the fact that it's from Israel Hayom. You know, the Israel Hayom people did it. And Israel Hayom is Jewish Israeli. It's Sheldon Adelson's paper. It's Israeli Jewish, top to bottom, left to right, up and down, all the way around, man. It's nothing but Israelis. There are no Goyim involved in that. And even they talk about how prominent the child rape is. The ritualistic child rape that they say they use for transcendence. I will call your family and tell them you follow guy. Like, think about that. So ask anybody who's watching, if I'm wrong and I'm not a threat, why would they attack my viewership? And they're gonna call your family? Like, how important must I be for somebody to say, hey, you support this guy, I'm gonna figure out who you are, I'm gonna call your family members, I'm gonna harass your family members because you watch this guy. Does that mean, and of course, they're so stupid they don't realize that's what they're saying. They think they're just, talking whatever. From the outside looking in, does that make sense to you? Has any of you ever done anything like that before? Has any of you ever figured out, attacked another commenter, and then figured out who they were? Anybody ever done anything like that before? You're fucking stupid if you get drug into a battle with another commenter, let alone you give a shit about it. You're trying to stop them from watching someone. And of course, that someone is the one that says we should kill pedos, right? We should kill pedos and we should overthrow Israel. Who the fuck is gonna be that obsessed with me, that threatened by me? And you're going, oh man. But they think that that's gonna work. Just like they think that that's a reasonable threat. And just think, how many people do you think they've done that to? How many people over the years do you think I've lost because, their families were getting harassed and it wasn't worth it to them? I mean, look what they did to Algo just for what? Algo became a target because of me. He was a thorn in the side, no doubt about it. Prior to me. God damn, I got something in my teeth. He was a thorn in the side prior to me. But once he started pushing my shit, sharing the music, which is such a dangerous weapon for them, and sharing my feed and shit, they literally tried to ruin his life. They harassed his family. They would call the police on him all the time. They would do all kinds of crazy shit. You guys remember they called the police on me 2 weeks ago. They couldn't argue anything I'm saying, so they decided to call the police. And the police like, what the fuck? The police said, you got calls that you were walking in front of your house? And I said, yeah, in front of my house. He was like, yeah, I know. If I'm wrong, why don't they, instead of telling me that I'm wrong, why do they go to these great lengths instead? Why not just say, oh, you're wrong about this, and this is why, and, why don't they just do what normal people do? And it's because they fear me. They fear what I'm capable of. They fear my oratory. They fear my abilities. They fear the way I look. All of it. I check the boxes that normally don't get checked. The voice of this revolution can't be a white guy, can't be a black guy, can't be a Christian, can't be a Muslim. It can't be anything like that. It has to be someone like me who checks all of the boxes. Oh, Karen got booted. Isn't that weird how Karen gets booted? And now, of course, Mackenzie's talking about pizza because these pedos just can't help it. They think it's funny. He knows he's hiding his identity. He knows at the end of the day he has Israel's backing. So even if he does get busted, he'll just get sent home. If he's not already there, I mean, it's very likely that he's already in Israel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. I appreciate this effort. This effort to me is more validating and telling than if it was just a bunch of supporters, saying, yeah, we agree with you. Yeah, we agree with you. When it's people that are here for negatives, they're here out of disagreement, they're here to cause a problem, and this is the best they can do, that goes to show you just how right I am. If I wasn't 100% right about everything I'm saying, they would say so. And trust me, they're not just sitting on this argument. They don't have the ultimate Guy Williams crushing argument that they're just waiting till the right time to say it. If they had anything that would, disprove them being a pedophile, prove they're not Israeli, all that shit, they would throw it out there. They wouldn't hesitate. Who is they, though? The Jews. The Israeli Jews. Without a doubt. I would bet all of my money on it. I would bet everything I have. I wouldn't hesitate. It's the only thing that makes sense. Because that's really what it comes down to. You have to make sense of it. You can't just believe it because, that's what I'm told. I for some reason trust this source or that source. It needs to make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then why would you ever give it your energy? Why would you ever give it your belief, your attention? What I do to you, I'd have you crying for your mama instead of the kids you have. Yeah, I look Israeli. Look at that nose. Uh-huh. And see, this is the best that they can do. That's the best they can do. Mossad pays good all the time. They get $3.8 billion a year from the U.S. every single year. First month of the fiscal year, they get a cash payment of $3.8 billion that has no stipulations, that's not monitored. They just get it. And that's just the first of many payments they get throughout the year. You have to understand, man, anybody that's here in opposition, who's going to oppose the guy that thinks we should kill pedos? Who's going to oppose the guy that thinks we should get rid of Israel? Do you honestly think that there are just regular white, black Americans just angry at the guy who thinks we should kill pedos? and eliminate the Jewish control scheme? Does that even begin to make sense? If you don't support what I'm doing, well, you probably are a pedo. And I don't say that like hesitantly or jokingly or whatever. It's true. People just don't understand how huge the pedophile problem is. Especially because in our society, there isn't really a whole bunch of consequence for these pieces of shit. They just, especially if they're Israeli, they get sent home. Reported drive. Good thing I have a driver. You know I'm driving. Guess you really don't. But see, look at the desperation, right? This is a person who's been here many, many times, sits here for hours on end, desperately trying to get my attention, and then as I'm reporting you, the guy that thinks we should kill pedos, why wouldn't you try to help the guy that thinks we should kill pedos? Why wouldn't you try to help the guy that thinks we should stop the genocide and eliminate those who are doing it? You turning point pieces of shit, you racist turning point pieces of shit. Yup, Mackenzie the pedophile. Mackenzie the pedophile. Why would anyone give that person any sort of credit or anything? This person is a pedophile. All they do is lie. Their entire existence is a lie. How come this person doesn't make a Guy Williams Sucks video where they talk to the camera and tell all of my secrets? Again, just every single comment. What's up, Jaden? Every single comment that comes in here that is, report him, that's trying to get me in trouble, who do you think that is? You think that's probably the pedophiles? You think Frank the Rabbit Studio is a pedophile? I do. Probably a Trump supporter? These are pedophiles, man. They are terrified of someone like me especially, getting any sort of position. Because, get me to the Kharlie Cirk position and I'm going to be calling for their elimination. Then again, I would have to have been working with Israel from the beginning, right? Look at Frank. Frank thinks it's funny that he's getting called a pedophile. Pretty fucking telling if you ask me. Let's say I didn't have a driver and I actually was holding a telephone or a cell phone while driving. You think everybody just sits there with hands on 10 and 2? Don't turn on the music. Nobody talk to me. I can't do two things at one time. I'm stupid. This is just how desperate they are. And again, ask yourself, who's it going to be? Who's going to be the ones that actually are going to cry about the guy that thinks we should kill pedos? Other than pedos, who is going to oppose me? Yeah, Frank the Rabbit Studio, I don't know his last name, but that person is a piece of shit, child raping pedophile. He's a pedophile. He's just a disgusting piece of shit. Couldn't care less if you consider it a slanderous statement. There's no way you would ever do anything because that would open you up to investigations. Kind of like why Trump didn't sue Elon. How come Trump didn't sue Elon? Make that make sense. Why didn't Trump sue Elon if Elon said something that was so slanderous and in such a high position? And then Elon just disappears? Totally normal. Yeah, what you're doing, you fucking disgusting pedophile. You guys are sick, man. Projection. So now we have a dumb Jew on here because that's you. Projection. You need to take your meds. Schizophrenic. That's delusional. You know, you're a crackhead. It's all they have. Funny how nobody ever actually engages and tells me what I'm wrong about. Probably because I'm not wrong about anything. Trust me, if I was wrong, they would say so. If I was wrong, they would put me in my place. They would show me the truth. Yep, now I'm ranting. I'm just yapping. I'm ranting. Yep, that's what it is. All those provided talking points. This is what Act IL teaches the Jews. So Act IL is a social networking service that encouraged its users or tasked its users with missions to report, harass, go after anybody like me. These were missions. It says they were given missions to go after people like me, critics of Israel. And they were provided talking points. That's the key thing to that. Well, there's two key things. The first one is the provided talking points, which explains why they all say the same shit. They all say the same, 10 things. Schizophrenia, take your meds, deflecting, yapping, ranting, delusional, crackhead. These are all the same. Anything but address the point being made. And it goes all the way back to the earliest Israel, the earliest forms of Judaism. And that, there's something called the Auto-Emancipation Pamphlet, which is said to be the... Wow. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. See if it stinks. See if I can sell it by the end of the day. If I can't, well, throw it away. I'm not worried. Driver, go ahead. Ugh. How do you find the info that you know? What source do you have that would research your claims? Well, I think, personally, now again, I'm crazy because, the reality is you can only trust, you're only given information. You don't actually know it. So to me, if I'm going to be looking into their shit, I don't want to give them any excuses or any cop-outs or any easy way outs of things. So I'm going to look at their sources. And the most important source just happens to be the number one source of information in the world, which is Wikipedia. Now, any dumbass that thinks, well, anybody can just edit Wikipedia, no, they can't. There are some pages on Wikipedia that give you the illusion that you can edit them. But there are editors. Wikipedia has editors. Because, you can't just post any. If anybody could just edit Wikipedia, they could literally destroy it. All they would have to do is click edit, click select all, click delete, and then click save. And they could literally just destroy Wikipedia. But Wikipedia has editors, and what you'll find in the description of this video, after the fact I forgot to put it in beforehand, is that there's a link to Naftali Bennett, who is Israel's prime minister, was Israel's prime minister from 2021 to 2022, one of the six between 2019 and 2022. And at the time of the recording, he was a high-ranking Israeli agent, officer, just a high-ranking Israeli who would become prime minister, who they would allow to be prime minister. He is talking to Israel National News, and he says something along the lines of, well, he says exactly, when people search the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys that influence what is written, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature. They don't even like hide. It's not like they say so it puts Jews in a good light or something like that. No, he says so it's balanced and Zionist in nature. That's extremely telling. No, I don't see her. So the idea of using Wikipedia is using the source they want us to use. There's no fuckery there. It's what they want us to think. It's admitted that's what they want us to think. I gotta go do something, so can you?
What are you talking about?
Israel.
I've been watching Trump videos all morning. So I don't know what y'all have been talking about, but holy shit. He's an idiot. I really haven't heard him saying much about Israel. I don't know if he's trying to like
told me to put him to sleep.
Girls, no fighting. I don't know if he's leaving the whole Gaza thing alone purposefully because shit's going down. I don't know. I don't know. But it's all shit show right now. Everything's so uncertain and scary. I mean, things have been uncertain for a couple decades now, but it just seems to be spiraling. I don't know. I think we all just need to kind of find our little place of peace, carve it out for ourselves, and make sure that we're reaching out to people around us so that we all keep our immediate vicinities okay. I think that we'll probably be able to weather this storm. Am I his mom? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was 3 when I gave birth. You know, we're 4 years apart, so it was 3 when I got pregnant and 4 when I had him. So yeah, I'm his mom. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you feel insulted by somebody's opinion, that says a lot about how you feel about yourself. If you're secure in who you are and your beliefs and how you feel, then you shouldn't be offended if somebody disagrees with you or tries to, belittle your views. No, that's not my son. Oh, you morons. Oh, yes. Well, the point of his rants is to bring awareness to the things that people think are taboo to talk about or haven't looked into enough and are blindly believing the very carefully structured blurbs that we get on the news. Um, and that takes a level of courage and bravery because it's typically an unpopular opinion, at least until you do the research yourself and realize that there is truth and validity to it. So, here you go.
Spanx. Nothing but good things to say.
Oh, yes.
Intelligent things that made you go, I think my husband may be wrong. So when I use my sources, I pick my source in the most, I try to take away as many excuses as I can. And that's literally all they have is excuses. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking pilot didn't light. I had it running for a second. Oh, that's strong. That's some strong smells.
Is your baby crying? I'll make them stop. Go to sleep.
Gotta have that scrimp. So when the sources I use are on purpose. I don't want them to be able to hide. And Wikipedia turns out to be the best source possible. Now, do I think everything on Wikipedia is true? No. No, not even close. But Wikipedia is the truth that they want us to have. So, just in case anybody's still wondering, Naftali Bennett talking to the IsraelNationalNews.com back in 2010.
Moetzet Yesh, in conjunction with My Israel, has arranged Instruction Day for wiki editors. The goal of the day is to teach people how to edit in Wikipedia, which is the #1 source of information today in the world. As a way of example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys who influence what is written there, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature. I came here to...
If you look at where he does the ahs, they're always in that, it's like he's trying to figure out exactly what to say, right? I wouldn't call myself a real patriot by any means. I don't buy into the whole America bullshit. I don't care, or I don't not care about children that are born in other countries, whose parents happen to have sex in other countries. No, I still care about those kids. As a matter of fact, as fucked up as it may seem, my entire campaign is to protect Jewish children. Out of everything, out of all the directions my shit could have went, the fact that it ended up that I'm here now at the point where I'm trying to fight for Jewish children is pretty fucking interesting, don't you think? What am I running for? I'm running for president in 2028. So when I then read you the sources, when I say, okay, now let's go to Wiki. Shit. When I go to Wiki and I put in act.il, now understand, this is a completely locked page, so even the excuse that, anybody could edit Wikipedia, it doesn't apply here, right? because this is totally locked up. Act.il was a social networking service used by supporters of Israel to oppose online anti-Israel content, quote, such as the Boycott, Divestments, and Sanctions Movement, BDS. Its activities were referred to as an, quote, online propaganda campaign and a, quote, virtual situation room for pro-Israel experts. Act.il directed its users to, quote, missions to like, comment on, and share pro-Israel material on social media. It also asked users to flag, report, and respond to criticisms of Israel. Users were guided how to respond, which might entail writing a reply using the provided talking points. So again, that's why they all say the same dumb shit. By completing missions, users earned points, unlocked badges, and had their scores displayed on leaderboards. They turned trolling into a way for them to benefit, right? They get points, they get real life prizes, cars, trips, TVs, you name it. We don't know what it is. And because I'm, for some reason, this being on Wikipedia, this being so prominent and well known that it's on Wikipedia doesn't require some sort of investigation. It's pretty fucking crazy. It's not even about Israel, though. That's the thing. You got to understand. It's not about Israel. It's about Jews. Israel is just the invisible house. Israel isn't a thing. Israel doesn't think. Israel doesn't have a voice. Israel is the invisible house that the Jews tell us is in that area. Right? So now, we just saw how how they entice real people to do this dirty work. And it also explains why so many of these comments are so stupid. But then there's the other side, which is Team Jorge, right? Team Jorge is the name given to an outfit of Israeli contractors specialized in the use of malign cyber activities, including hacking, sabotage, and bot farm-run social media disinformation campaigns to manipulate the outcomes of elections. Bot farms to manipulate elections. So you think maybe, I know I might be crazy here, but if they can influence an entire presidential level election, fucking with some dude's YouTube feed probably isn't that difficult. Did you get booted off, Michael? Isn't that weird? Bet you that doesn't happen when you're watching anyone else. The group was exposed in February of 2023 after an award-winning undercover operation by journalists from, it says Israel and France right there, but if you look a little bit deeper, it says France, Germany, Indonesia, Israel, Kenya, Spain, Tanzania, and the United States. As part of a consortium of investigative journalists. The organization has been active since at least 2015, just before Trump lost the election by 2.7 million votes. And then the swamp, the APEC swamp that he swore he was going to drain, one of those many promises Trump likes to give and then not pull, not actually do it, like lowering gas prices, lowering food prices, releasing files, shit like that. The first real big one was when he swore up and down Hillary's going to be arrested. Remember that one? I was asking that question a long time ago. I thought Hillary was supposed to be put in jail. Trump flat out said, if he gets arrested, she'll be in jail. Or if he wins the election, she will be in jail. He said those words. Nobody else said that shit. He said that. He's been trying to walk it back. I never said that. Yeah, you did, dude. It's on fucking tape. That's the one good thing about living in today is it's on tape. At least 2015, just before the bullshit election, and boasts of having manipulated 33 presidential elections worldwide. Interesting. Ever since the Kharlie Cirk thing, I think the 33 is starting to become more relevant. People are starting to be like, hey, what's this 33 thing? 33 presidential elections worldwide. Don't worry, white guys. Many of them were in Africa. Many of them were in Africa, meaning at least 4 were in Africa. And in 27 cases with successful results. 82% of the time, this one Israeli black ops organization, there are hundreds, if not thousands of them. 82% of the time they try to interfere with an election, they're successful. If you don't think that's fucking insane, you're not paying attention. Their activities were revealed following a 2022 sting operation in Tel Aviv carried out by 3 undercover journalists who posed as prospective clients and filmed their interactions with Tal, T-A-L, Hanan, H-A-N-A-N, the group's leader and former Israeli Special Forces operative, in which he explained the inner workings of the organization. He said that they'd been around for more than 2 decades. Not since 2015, 2 decades. And has been engaged in propaganda and disinformation in more than 30 countries. Their services have been available to government intelligence agencies, political campaigns, and private companies that wish to covertly manipulate public opinion. The fact that it's right here in black and white on Wikipedia of all places, they're talking about, yeah, we covertly manipulate public opinion. We interfere with elections, and it's well known, and it's not a big deal. Like, this isn't something that's national news. Holy shit, what is Israel doing with this crazy Team Jorge shit? Well, let's get deeper, right? One of the organization's primary tools is a software package called Advanced Impact Media Solutions, or AIMS, A-I-M-S. Pay attention. The software automates centralized control of thousands of fake social media profiles across the board. And if you actually read the articles, first of all, they say that it's not even fair to call them bots. They're more like avatars because the technology is so advanced, nobody has ever seen anything like it. 1. And 2, that they can create as many as 30,000 bots at any given time. Since 1930. What's since 1930? Don't be talking. Let's see. What are you talking about? Israel stuff goes way back further than that. But I think Judaism was created in like the 1850s or so. The reality is you and I don't have a concept of what 1850 is. We can't even fathom it. And the only like impressions we have are what's given to us. And of course you're told if you go against what's given to you, then that's not okay. Right? Don't you dare go against what's given to you. You better listen. You better be a good goyim. But the whole thing, it's much deeper than you realize. It's a lot deeper than you realize. And Zionism is, to begin with, the auto-emancipation pamphlet from like 1870 something, or 1882, that's what it was. 1882, the auto-emancipation pamphlet that was somehow distributed to Jews all over the fucking world. And it called for, a state of their own and all this other bullshit. Look, feed's been shut down. Let's restart. We'll try again. This is just what they do nowadays, so let's restart. Links in the description. Go check them out. Pedophiles, kill yourself.